Hi, today we're going to make this Texas tumbler. We're going to need a prep tumbler, cleaned and sanded, spray painted white, need some vinyl, red and blue spray paint, and alcohol inks. Here we go. So here is a painted tumbler, and it's sanded before I painted it due to whenever you put vinyl on top of spray paint and you're going to remove it like I do in this, it will peel the paint. So make sure it's sanded well. I'm going to put I have a template of a Texas distress flag. I've had it for years. I just kind of made it, put pieces of this and pieces of that to make the Texas flag. I apply it to our tumbler just with my hand. You can do it with transfer tape too, but I find with this is okay. You don't need it to be perfect because you're going to have some wrinkles and stuff, but this is a distressed Texas flag. So any imperfections will be okay and it will look great in the end. Apply each of the lines. I use the star kind of as my guide. Just kind of the edge of that little point of the star, and I just kind of line it up. I tend to try to make the lines as straight as possible. When it comes to the end and that little flag part, it's okay, it's a little crooked because it's kind of like a wavy flag. I'm going to apply the third line, not the second line, the third line, because I always end up having to pick up the second line to make it straight or to equal out. I use the tip of that star to kind of a visual where I want that to be. And I kind of lift it up. Again, I try to make it as straight on those parts, but the end, the tails, I don't normally worry about those. I kind of let them go as they fall. And I kind of just put that one in the middle, kind of eyeball it. Alright, now on these two lines here, I always cut a piece out. Like I said, I've had this template or this design for a couple years, and I had it originally done it for a really big one. So I just use the same one, cut out the sections that I want, using the middle, and I can adjust the length. You can always add and pick up or remove. I know it's a waste, but and then this one I just kind of lay it down, and it always lays crooked, so I have to pick it up because it like flips up just like that. And on this curve you always have it's always hard to get that one straight, but again, this is distress, it's not perfect. And I pick up that back piece of it and see if it's long enough. Sometimes I cut it too short, and which this one I did. I'll have to fix here in a minute. Yep. On this vinyl, you can use, I usually use a color that I don't use a lot. So here I am piecing it real quick. I've even used transfer tape, you get from the Dollar Tree, but it's kind of thin, but I decided just use color you don't normally use. There in the beginning I was using all my white and black, and that's one of the most used vinyl that I use. So I decided, let's try a color I don't normally do. Green is something I don't use too often. I know when I first made this, I used it, or when in the beginning I used an orange. My husband thought that, which is one of his favorite colors. He thought that was cool. I said, that's not staying on there. Alright, while we're putting on these lines, if you like what you're seeing, will you please give me some love and give me a thumbs up, favorite this video, subscribe, and or hit the bell notification so you can see anything I do. I'm planning on trying to grow my YouTube channel and such, so if you, like I said, if you like what you see, just give me some love. Nope, too far. Keeping with that line, using that star as a guide. So now I just kind of rub it down. If there is some like sticking up, if the paint does get down in there, it's okay. If it bleeds, it's distress, it'll be alright. I am lifting this one up because I'm not liking the way it looks. Okay, so now I'm going to rub it down as much as I can. Of course, you don't want a lot of bleed, but some is okay. So next we're fixing to spray paint it. So now I just take a blue and a red, and I just spray the blue on the star. I just kind of square it. Not perfect. Gonna bleed and everything, so it's alright. Alright, now I'm going to take a red. It's a Rust-Oleum's 2 times. I think it's apple red. And then I'm going to spray the lines. Go around the blue. Kind of square it off. Again, if it bleeds, it's okay. Just going to spray around. That's where I kind of square off that blue a little bit more finer. Not perfect, but finer. See how the blue is leaked? I'm just going to spray red right over it. And you may see a little bit come through, and it's okay. So there you go. And I also wish I didn't show, I spray a brown, any kind of brown, just kind of spots on it, kind of like that. So now we have it dried. And now we're going to remove the vinyl. Exposing that white underneath it. on that brown and everything that I sprayed on it. I had watched a video initially when I started doing tumblers, and I saw a person take all different colors and spray and make that. This technique turns out beautiful. It looks distressed. It's not as hard and time consuming as that one that I saw. So the brown just gives a different color underneath, and then once I put the alcohol inks on it with the brown, it's just it's like another layer. Try to get all the pieces. Okay, one more. Excuse me. I'm just showing the bleed spots that when the vinyl didn't lay down flat, but it's okay. Now we're going to do the alcohol inks. I use the Tim Holtz Sepia, I believe. And just shake it up, and I squirt it all over the bottle. Just using a sponge applicator. I have my alcohol bottle there. I got that from the Dollar Tree. And after all this brown is on there, and you don't do it neatly, you do it crazy. This technique, I don't know if I made it up or just, it was an accident actually, because I was doing something and I took alcohol on top of it, and after I had it all covered up, I think I was doing a wood grain maybe, and it gave me this really cool, distressed burnt color pattern. And I thought, you know what, that'll look good on a Texas American flag distressed cup. That's how I came about with it. So it dries relatively quick. So now you just take your applicator on your alcohol and just swoosh it all over. And when it dries, the outer part looks like a distressed burnt area. You just kind of go all over it. I do it a couple times, especially like on the star. I like to have different patterns, so I do it a couple times and let. Isn't that cool how it dries? Excuse me. Be like an area you kind of blow on it and it'll dry fairly quicker than letting it dry. See how it just, I love it. It's cool. And that's pretty much it on that part. You'll let it dry. Unless you see a spot, you just fix it. And alcohol, whenever, alcohol ink, when you touch it with alcohol, it reactivates it. Alright, so next we'll just epoxy it. And I'm not going to show it on film, but here is the finished product. If you like what you've seen, please give this video a thumbs up and like and share. And then I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for watching. Bye.